Morning Public Service. This is Ashley.
Yeah, hi Ashley. This is Brandon Gilliran. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'd rather not say. Just exposing all the lies of the city and the derelictions of all the officials and everything else. Just it's one exciting day after another.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, well, I mean, if anybody pays attention in the city, they would realize that it's a joke. Honestly, it's a goddamn joke. Either the left hand doesn't know what the right hand is doing, or everybody in this city lies and doesn't give a shit about anything but themselves. And I'm starting to think that it's the latter, but it's hard for me to believe that people in the city are that smart. I can't give them that much credit. At this point, I've got your guys' office telling me one thing. I've got the mayor's office telling me a different thing. I've got the code enforcement office telling me something even different than that. I've got the clerk of council and Doug Hobson telling me something completely different than what everybody else is telling me. So I'm wondering who's actually telling me the truth, because I'm getting so many different stories, I can't tell anymore.
Well, I've given you all the information I have as far as from my office. What everyone else is doing, has done, did, I don't know. It's not been a collaboration, I guess. If all of these people are involved, it's, that they've not come to this office and had a meeting and said, here's what I'm doing, here's what I'm doing. I've given you information based on our office.
No, I understand. I understand everything you've done personally, and I appreciate that. I'm more referring to the fact of everybody else: Jay Bennett, Tim Smith, the mayor himself, all these other jokers that, quite frankly, just want to force people to be tortured by noises and not let them get any peace and quiet, and then make excuses and lies and just be difficult for no reason. Honestly, I feel like I'm in high school again, and I feel like most of these men that I'm dealing with are women. They don't know how to be men. They don't have any guts. They don't have any will to stand up and say or do what's right. They're a bunch of weasels, and quite frankly, it's comical to me, because I figured I would get a little bit more quality of people out here in the country away from the city, but apparently it's been the opposite. The people out here are more willing to take advantage of others and steal from them and torture them, and it's ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. And I think the most comical thing about it all, and I have to laugh because if I don't, it's just going to drive me crazy, is the fact that in the months I've been complaining about this, and you even said it yourself, not all of these departments have gotten together and had a meeting to figure out what's going on. I've complained to everybody about this, and so what's going on now at this very moment tells me that the city does not give a shit about the residents. They don't care. They would prefer the residents to be tortured by some noise and disabled veterans to boot. So I don't know. Like, I'm just trying to make sense of this, because it's literally like staring at a pile of puke trying to make sense of it. The city is literally like a pile of puke.
Well, I can tell you it's departmentalized. Being that you feel the noise is coming from the wastewater plant, that would fall under our office. And the only reason why I involved Doug Hobson was I was told that the fire station had equipment that could test. Now, I know that you had worked with Tim Smith. I hadn't involved him. And of
Right.
course, as far as the mayor, I think he's only involved because he's above Jay. So I can see how you got involved with several departments, but once it was placed on the wastewater plant and once I was notified by code, then, we took it over.
Well, but see,
whether people are still currently doing anything or not, I don't know. I know what we are doing. I do know that the Army Corps did call back, but Jay was in a meeting, and so I'm going to schedule an actual appointment for them to, sit down and talk. So that's next, once we can actually get them in touch. Now, I do know, I think the Army Corps had said that they would look into finding the appropriate division that have equipment to test, but we needed to give them a couple days. So I may not hear back from them until Tuesday, Wednesday.
Well, of course, and it'll probably be the following week, because I won't. Just like when the bid came in the 29th, I never heard anything from anybody. I ended up calling in over a week later and finding out that the mayor decided not to do the noise assessment, wanted to go a different direction. But now the mayor is telling me a different story. Now he's lying, changing his tune again, telling me that he had nothing to do with that. So you guys tell me that the mayor stepped in and said, no, don't do the noise assessment. Let's call Army Corps of Engineers. Let's go a different route. And now I've got the mayor. I got a recorded goddamn conversation that he bald-faced lied to me and told me that he had nothing to do with that. He doesn't know what I'm talking about. He at this point they aren't even convinced that the noise is coming from the sewage plant. I get conflicting stories from everybody I talk to. Doug Hobson tells me he's looked into everything and he's at his wit's end and he can't figure it out. And then Tim Smith tells me that he didn't bother looking into it at all because he didn't feel like it was a problem. You know what I mean? Like all this contradicting, conflicting information and stories, and I get the mayor telling me one thing and you guys telling me something else, and then the mayor lies and tells me he didn't do something that he supposedly did, and it's just a joke. I am sick and tired of the smoke being blown up my ass, and I want some real honest answers here. I'm not directing that towards you specifically, more towards the other officials with the city. Because like I said before, you've done everything you can do. I know you're limited for the most part, but I am trying to think how to say this. I don't care about wasting my time or anybody's time anymore. Everybody's going to get a piece of my mind because I'm sick and tired of dealing. If I have to deal with this damn noise at night and all day long and all night long and everything else, I'm being tortured by it, then people are going to hear my voice all day long and all night long, and they could be tortured by my voice.
I understand. That's all I can tell you about our office for now, is that I'll hear from the Army Corps again next week when they determine who's available and who has the equipment to test. That was the last thing I had heard.
Right.
And I believe they called yesterday. Like I said, Jay was in a meeting and he wasn't available to talk to them. He asked me to set up a conference to where they could talk on the phone and actually sit down and have an appointment so they don't keep missing each other. Because, of course, when he calls back, they're not available. And then when they call him, he's either here or at his other division. I'm hoping to hear back from them by Wednesday at the latest, seeing as how they said give them a couple days. At best, Monday. At worst, Wednesday, I would think. Until then, I don't have any other new information. Did you want to talk to the mayor or anything?
I already did this morning. I already gave him a piece of my mind, quite frankly. He hung up on me.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a worthless troll. He doesn't know what he's doing.
Okay, I'm sorry. That's the only thing I can tell you at this time. I wish I knew more. Just getting information as it comes in from whoever we've reached out to.
Well, mark my words. The time comes around and the Army Corps of Engineers gets back in contact with you guys, and just like this whole situation with the noise assessment and the mayor derailing that, I have a feeling he's going to do it again, and he's going to prolong the situation even farther out. He's going to prove my point because he's an idiot. He's not smart enough to just do what the hell he's supposed to do. He's trying to play a game with me right now, and he's trying to make me sound like I'm crazy. And he's trying to paint a picture that I am the crazy one and that I'm the one that needs to be dealt with, not the city's noise. That's exactly what's going on here. The mayor is playing a game. He has no intentions of fixing anything. And all of this excuses that he's saying, all this efforts that he's saying he's put through, and it's all bullshit and lies. It's all smoke. It's all blowing smoke up my ass, and I'm sick and tired of it. On top of that, I found out that the city put me in a bind because now, after they've reached out to all these contractors for noise assessments, it's put the contractors in a conflict of interest, because now that they've submitted bids to the city for the noise assessment, they are reluctant to work with me because they would rather work with a city that has deeper pockets. So now the city has fucking put me in another harder position trying to deal with this. So do you see where I'm coming from? It just gets better and better. Every time I turn around, not only do I not get help, I get deeper and deeper into this pit. And it is mostly because of the actions of the city. Like, am I the only one seeing this?
I can understand your point. I don't feel like any of that's intentional.
Well, whether it is or not, I'm taking it personal because this is ridiculous.
That part I can understand. I'm sorry it's taken this long. Really, our office has only been involved for the last month or so.
No, I understand. But it's because of the dereliction of the other offices and other officials. If they would have done their job and their due diligence from the get-go when they were supposed to, it wouldn't have taken this long to get nowhere and still have empty promises. So at this point, I'm
hopeful that the Army Corps can help us and get us the equipment we need and do the testing.
I've lost hope. I don't have any hope in anything anymore. That's why I'm just pissed off and angry all the time, because I don't have any hope in anything anymore. The city has proven to me that they don't give a shit, and they're not gonna be a people of their word, and they're not going to follow through with what they tell me they're going to do. They're not trustworthy. They have no integrity. That's all I know. And that's been proven without a shadow of a doubt, very crystal clear to me. So therefore, that determines how I need to handle myself. Because if I can't deal with a person one-on-one and deal with them in a trustworthy manner, then I have to change my style, my tactics accordingly, and I have to match.
I understand.
So this is freaking ridiculous. It's taking this long to get nowhere, to still have empty promises, and I'm still dealing with this noise. It's ridiculous, and I'm being the mayor, Tim Smith, Doug Hobson, all these people, Jay Bennett, all these idiots are trying to make it sound like they're doing everything they possibly can do, and they don't know what else to do. And give me a freaking break. They haven't done shit. They haven't done shit, and they don't care, and they're just blowing smoke up my ass, making excuses. That's all it is. Because if they really cared, this would have already been taken care of. The noise assessment would have been done. Because according to Jay Bennett, he has no problem spending taxpayer money. I got that on recorded too. He has no problem spending taxpayer money. That's what they're there for. That's what the money's there for, is for them to spend it. That's what he told me. And now all of a sudden, wait, we can't spend money on a noise assessment that might help a resident, so we're going to force them to suffer longer and deal with it, and give them a bunch of false hopes and more lies and just string me along. I'm tired of being strung along. I'm not a fucking child. I'm a grown man. I'm an adult. I'm a homeowner. I'm a disabled veteran. And I demand to be treated with respect. I know that goes both ways, but quite frankly, I feel like up to this point, I haven't been treated respectfully. I feel like I've been lied to, misled, and everything else. And I'm trying very, very hard not to put any of that on you, because I feel like you've been very stand-up and honest with me. But I also am starting to believe that basically you're just a offense for the department, for the city. You're the nice voice. You're the pleasant one that people talk to calm them down or whatever, and then nothing ever gets accomplished. It's just like, it's the same old song and dance.
That's true. I am the person everyone gets to talk to, and I am also not the one that makes the decisions on projects.
No, I know.
Money spent on those directions.
Well, apparently nobody does, or everybody does. Maybe there's too many chiefs. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe there's too many chiefs, not enough Indians, and too many people are making decisions and stepping on each other's toes, and that's why nothing gets done. That could be part of it, I guess. I don't know. At this point, I'm sick and tired of dealing with this damn noise. There's nothing else out here that runs 24/7 that could be putting out this type of noise that could reach my house other than the sewage plant. It's as simple as that. And if the city would use their fucking common sense and realize that there's not many companies in this city, especially on the south end, that runs 24/7, that has equipment that runs 24/7. And if the code enforcer was worth a shit, then he would realize, okay, codified ordinances are set up in a manner to, one, prevent noise problems, two, to prevent environmental issues, and there's all kinds of other things. They don't care. The bottom line is they don't care. And at this point, I think they're just trying to run me out of town for whatever reason. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. This fucking city will continue to hear my voice until this shit's fixed. Or I have a mental breakdown and fucking snap. I don't know what's going to come first. I can't make any guarantees because this shit's driving me fucking crazy. But no one wants to pay attention. No one wants to listen. See, the cities are creating these monsters that are fucking going into schools and killing people. Shit like this, I've heard plenty of stories of shit just like this. People suffering just like this before they go off and fucking do something crazy. Because they're being tortured. Now, I'm not inferring, I'm not saying I'm going to do anything crazy or stupid or anything like that. I'm just simply saying that maybe the city should wake the fuck up and stop creating terrorists. We're creating our own fucking problems and we don't even realize it. We have our heads so far up our asses, we can't even see straight. I'm wondering how many other people I hear are suffering from this, don't realize it's coming from the sewage plant, and God forbid they aren't as strong as I am and can't control themselves. But we wonder why shit is the way it is. It's because the cities are this way. It's because the people are this way. The officials that are appointed, that are elected, that are hired, or whatever the term you want to use, they don't care. They're the ones creating this shit. They're the ones creating this cesspool of violence. I've had about enough of this shit.
I understand. I'm sorry.
So, I mean, I appreciate your sentiment and everything, but sorry doesn't cut it anymore.
I know.
Sorry just doesn't cut it anymore. When I'm laying in bed at night and I'm freaking out in my mind because I cannot get away from this goddamn noise, and I can't afford to go stay at a fucking hotel after I just bought my house. And I'm not going to truck down and run like a goddamn pussy. I'm a man. I bought this house to live here. I'm not going to be run out of town by a bunch of fucking inbreds. So either people can get some common sense and start fucking dealing with me like real people, or we can fucking handle this a different way. Either way, I don't give a shit. I'm fucking tired of dealing with this.
Okay. I don't know that there's anything else I can do.
I don't know either. I'm not expecting you to do anything. I'm tired of I'm tired of just sitting here fucking being pissed off. So now I'm gonna, if you want to hang up on me, I don't give a shit. Because I'm not going away. I'm here. As long as I got to deal with this, I'm gonna fucking complain to people, and I'm gonna make sure they hear my voice. And I'm trying. I've tried very hard up until this point to be respectful to you, and I'm trying my hardest to keep my respect for you because, like I said, I feel like you've been upfront with me. But at what point do we say this is ridiculous and excessive? At what point do we say enough is enough?
I agree with you. There's nothing I can do.
No, I understand.
And that's the truth of it.
I understand.
And that's where I'm stuck. Unfortunately, there's nothing else I can do. I've done everything that I was capable of doing, and then that's it. It's all out of my hands at this point.
Yep. And that's what everybody else tells me, too. So at some point, I should find somebody that says it's in their hands and that they're taking care of it.
I think so far that's been, Jay. We're waiting on the Army Corps to answer us.
Now, what's it going to be when they finally answer? Just like the bids. Just like when the bids came in. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, what? This is a goddamn joke. So I think people in the city are just, I don't know, maybe they didn't get out of the city enough growing up. Maybe they're just stuck here their whole lives, and so they're just stuck in this bubble, and they don't realize, like, how the real world works. I don't understand.
I don't know. I just know that we can only go as far as the next step, and the next step is hearing back from the Army Corps, what information they have for us, and whether that's a yes or a no. And until then, I have no more information, and I have no direction to go. I don't know what everyone else is doing. I don't know what everyone else has said. I know that's just what we're doing in this office to try and get a direction to get some answers. I'm hopeful that they have the equipment, that they have the availability to come do testing for us. But until they answer us, I don't know.
Well, Acoustical had the equipment.
The last I was told is that they were locating the right department that they believe has it, which I wouldn't see why they wouldn't, but I will tell you I'm not familiar with the Army Corps of Engineers. I don't know what they do and don't do, or what they do and don't have.
I understand. I'm not expecting you to speculate on their behalf. I'm just simply I'm observing the obvious. I'm exposing the elephant in the room because no one else wants to, and everyone else wants to just walk around or stand there with their head in the sand and act like everything's fine. And like, oh, we've done a lot. The city hasn't done jack shit up until this point. And I'm tired of people making it sound like the city's done anything. They have done nothing up until this point, other than give me empty promises and blow smoke up my ass. That's the only thing that the city's done. Point blank.
We've not made much progress.
Exactly, because every time we start to make progress, someone steps in and derails it. I.e., the mayor and the noise assessment. He killed the noise assessment. Now we're going to try and save money, when the idiot should have realized that by hiring a contractor, you're going to spend fucking money. That's common sense. No, we wonder why the cities are the way they are. They're being ran by idiots. It's apparent to me. It's obvious. It's the good old boy mentality around here, and it's who you know and who you blow, not how good of a person you are or taxpayer or any of that shit. It's all about being in the family. You know what I mean? You gotta be one of the incestuous ones probably around here to get any attention. So, but whatever, it is what it is. I guess I'll call the mayor back and complain to him for a little while to give you some time to do whatever you get back to what you were doing too. So, but I hope you have a good day. Hopefully you guys won't be tortured by any noise like this. But thanks, Ashley. I do appreciate it.
Take care.